everybody, back with another video. I think we're maybe on day 12 or 13 now. I don't know. I will work it out. Anyway, I want to talk about networking, and I know a lot of you are probably looking to click off. Don't click off, stay with me. I know the word networking is a really awkward thing for some people to speak about, and that's the reason why I want to speak about that, and to also say I am with you. I was exactly the same sort of 2.5-3 years ago. I was not used to networking. I didn't really know how to network. I didn't want to make small talk with people, and that's just how I felt it was. I also had this idea in my head that successful people wouldn't want to speak to me. They wouldn't have time for someone like me. And since going to networking meetings, meeting super successful people, it couldn't be more far from the truth. My idea or my thought of what I had in my head has now, it's just completely gone. I'm not going to sort of pretend that everyone's your friend. You know, that is not the case. People are people. People are still people at the end of the day. And no matter what level you're at in your life, you're going to meet some people who are really genuine, want to help, supportive, authentic, and then you're going to find those who you never want to see again ever in your life. And that goes across the board. That is just people. That's people that you work with. That might even be family. Let's keep it real. It might even be family that you just never want to see ever again in your life. But no, that's across the board. But networking is important. It is something that you're going to have to get over. If you don't like networking, you can't make it by yourself. And if you're anything like us, when we started out, we didn't have a network of people that we could tap into. We were not born into families of entrepreneurs. We weren't born with silver spoons in our mouths. We weren't born into families of property investors. You know, my other half, David, his dad is a property investor, but he didn't use any of the he wasn't strategic with it. In a nutshell, I'm trying to, you know, he wasn't strategic with what he did. He is a landlord, but not in the way that we are. He wasn't looking at it as from a business point of view, which is what we have. We have a property business, and this is what I want other people to get from us as well. I want other people to not only, I don't want you to create another job for yourselves. I want you to have a sustainable, profitable property business that runs. If you're here or if you're in the Cayman Islands on 7 Mile Beach, Google it. Beautiful place, by the way. I digress. So networking, it's pivotal, really, for you to build those relationships with people that you're going to work with in different capacities. It could be that you're looking for another accountant. It could be that you're looking for a new refurb team, an additional refurb team. It could be that you're looking for an investor. You're not going to meet these people if you just continue to surround yourself with the people that you're surrounding yourself with at the moment. You have to broaden your reach, broaden your circle, and find more like-minded people, more connected people, more people that you could potentially do business with to take you to the next level. The ultimate aim of the ultimate aim of networking is to find that connection that is mutually beneficial. So finding someone who maybe has something that you need, and finding that person that you can provide something to, but both of you move forward together. And that's the purpose of it. It's not not everyone you meet is going to be your friend, as I'm sure you're well aware. I think it's, for me, when I go to a networking meeting, it's important for me to know what it is that I need. So once I know what I need, I kind of know what conversations I'm going to have with that person to find out whether that person is a connection for me or not. What is always in the forefront of my mind is also, what can I do for them? So I never just sort of go into a networking meeting like a predator and kind of look for people that I can just, leech off of. I'm all about giving, because I do believe in karma, and I do believe that if you give, you get it back in abundance. So one of the first questions I ask somebody after I've introduced myself is, what do you do and what are you looking for? What would be a good connection for you? What do you need for your business now? If I could connect you with someone, who would that be? What are you looking for? I always make the conversation more about them than myself. And the reason for that is because I was taught by one of my friends, she's also a property investor, is you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and in that order. So you need to listen more than you speak. One of my coaches also says to me is that when you're networking, it's 90% about them, 10% about you. Because at the end of the day, when you're speaking to people, all they're thinking is, what's in it for me? As selfish as it is, what's in it for me? So I go into a networking meeting with the expectation of making a new connection, and I know exactly what it is that I'm looking for. But when I'm speaking to people, I don't want to come across as, just somebody who's looking to get everything that she can. I'm looking to make sure that I can connect people. And there's been many a times when in the meeting I've spoken to one person, they've told me, for example, what did they do? It was something to do with farming. They did something to do with farming. I can't specifically remember what it was. And then when I went on to someone later on in that day, they did something along the same lines. So I connected them both there and then. There's been another time when I met this animal lover, and I met her in one country, connected with her. There's absolutely zero synergy between me and her. But when I went to, I think I met her in London. And then when I went to LA, I met another person who was also a vet and an animal lover, and she was very passionate about animals. Again, zero synergy with me, but I remembered the two and I connected them both. So sometimes, it's not all about what you can get out of people, but if people can see that you have given them something, they're more likely to want to do something for you, and that's how relationships are formed. So if you're memorable for what you did for them as a stranger, they may think of you when, obviously they will reciprocate and ask you, what do you need, as probably as a formality in the beginning. But once you've made that impression, when something comes down the line and they think, oh, that could be a good connection, and then that happens. So I just wanted to impart that with yourselves. It's something that I have definitely used along my journey to be more comfortable with speaking to people, because like I said in the beginning, it wasn't that way. Start off small. Just start off by introducing yourself. Hi, my name is Siobhan. I am a property investor, and what brings you here today? Or I'm Siobhan, what's your name? Something simple like that. Just start off with something simple. That may sound like a corny pickup line to some of you guys. It works. Just get the conversation starting, get them talking, listen. Eventually they'll realise that they're talking too much, or some people people don't. And at that point, if you're in a conversation where someone's just like talking, it's like you can't get a word in edgeways, just say, so, you know, what would be a good connection for you? I've heard a lot about your business. What would be a good connection for you? Okay, do you have a card? And you can politely, you know, end the conversation. Just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that you can take some value from that going forward. There's nothing to be scared of. What's the worst that can happen? What is the best thing that can happen? What is the worst that can happen? And what is the most likely thing that can happen? Risk management, which is something that I'm going to be talking more about later on. Hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.